Welcome, all you wonderful people, to the Neil Oliver channel. I love to see your comments. I love to know I'm surrounded by such a grand bunch of people who think for themselves, people who question what they're told, and are damn funny to boot. Before I get going, I want to let you know how you can support the podcast. Go to patreon.com, find me by name, part with some cash, and sign up. As a member, you get access to an exclusive weekly question and answer session, and you get early access to everything. There's competitions, and you become part of a family of like-minded people. Come along, join, make it better just by being there. The Patreon link is below this video, and it's on my website. But before we start, let me give you a message from our channel sponsors, Gold Bullion Partners. If you want to invest in precious metals, in gold and silver, the real stuff, these are the guys to talk to. They'll guide you through the process, let you know what it all means, and before anything else happens, you get to work out together if it's something that's right for you. One thing they say at Gold Bullion Partners is gold typically returns around 8 to 10% per year over the long run, doing well during times of uncertainty. The link to their site is in the notes below this video. Okay, now it's time to see what side of the fence you find yourself upon. Funny things, flags. Britain hasn't really been a country especially enthusiastic about flying its own. Union flag bunting at royal events and such. But unlike, say, the United States of America, where private individuals have been in the habit of having flagpoles outside their own homes, stars and stripes snapping proudly in the breeze, daily ceremonies in schoolyards of raising and saluting the flag, Brits have always been more reticent about such displays of patriotism. However, these are strange days, to put it mildly. And in those recent days and weeks, an online campaign called Operation Raise the Colours has seen the red, white and blue appear on lampposts, road signs and other handy locations up and down the country. In addition to the Union flag, the Cross of St George is there too. Talk about red rags to a bull. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been quick to insist he's a fan of flags, while warning at the same time that he opposed their use for, quote, purely divisive purposes, whatever that means. A reasonable person can easily sense the official unease about all this, the prickling of globalist skin. For a globalist like Starmer, any reminder of the existence of an identifiable nation is anathema. Globalists want an end to nations altogether, an end to what they regard as troublesome notions like national identities, histories, cultures. Globalists despise those who instinctively feel they belong somewhere, that they belong to a place, that feel they have a share in the ownership of a place. For a globalist, patriotism, love of country, these are delusions that must be eradicated on the road to one world government, to a secretive, unelected, unaccountable star chamber in total control of a homogeneous lump of people reduced to the status of herd animals, belonging anywhere and also nowhere, just doing what they're told. And so the spontaneous flowering of flags in Britain, like late summer blooms, poses a globalist with a fundamental problem. How to separate a population from its love of country, while seeming, in public at least, to understand the fundamentals born of centuries, if not millennia, of identity. King Charles III must be itching and sneezing too, like a hay fever sufferer awakening to a day in which the pollen count is unseasonably high. Despite the oath he swore by God on his coronation day, quote, to govern the peoples of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, your other realms and the territories, to any of them belonging or pertaining according to their respective laws and customs. Maintain and preserve inviolably the settlement of the Church of England and the doctrine, worship, discipline and government thereof, as by law established in England. Despite the utterance, at least, of such solemn sentiments, I say he is a king ambivalent at best about the kingdom he is allegedly sworn to defend. A demonstrable globalist, an acolyte of the World Economic Forum and its erstwhile high panjandrum Klaus Schwab, he has been outspoken in his support of the so-called Great Reset. Speaking at the launch event in 2020, the then Prince of Wales said of the pandemic, which was a hoax, quote, "There is a golden opportunity to seize something good from this crisis. Global crises know no borders and highlight how we are as one people sharing one planet." No borders, you see. A king who recognises no borders is a king in denial of a kingdom, is no king at all. In the past few years, the globalists have pushed their collective foot onto the accelerator pedal, desperately hoping they might succeed once and for all in herding the peoples of the West into a world reset in their image, an image in which they have everything and we have nothing, nothing but our dependence on them. Britain has been the target of a controlled demolition, flooded by outsiders, its indigenous history, heritage and culture debased and all but deleted. Britain is bankrupt economically, whether the administration admits as much or not. Its working middle class, especially targeted for impoverishment by means of crippling energy costs, spiking costs of living, and tax on everything but the air they breathe, although that measure will surely come eventually. A globalist administration that has staked all on perpetual war, in Ukraine in the meantime, but anywhere will do, would like to conscript the relevant generations into face-to-face war with Russia. Such is its contempt for human life. And so now we have the bizarre spectacle of watching the factotum Prime Minister say he likes flags and patriotism. It's like watching a bacterium celebrate the virtues of bleach. As I say, flags are funny things. There are reports from the Midlands of England, where Operation Raise the Colours seems to have begun, of an atmosphere of joy in the sight of the Union colours. Those colours that celebrate the union of England, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland. As far as I'm aware, there's been no trouble, and while some councils would evidently prefer to take the flags down, for now they fly unfettered. It's important to remember that in recent years it has been positively de rigueur to fly the Ukrainian flag. Just as a for instance, fly a rainbow flag by all means. Replace the monochrome of any and every zebra crossing with its message of celebrating, and I quote, the diversity of human sexuality. Diversity is a watchword of the globalists, a shibboleth, more like the means to judge anyone feeling innate national identity, loyalty to indigenous culture and heritage, the means to judge any such person and find them wanting. For the authorities, the Union flag and also the Cross of St George have always been different, difficult, saying something they don't want said, something they don't want to hear. The national flag is a declaration of memory, of remembering nationality, national identity, what it can be to belong. In the Britain of today, people who have been here forever are told by the authorities that it is they, least of all, who belong. When Epping Forest District Council won a temporary injunction to stop the housing of asylum seekers in an Essex hotel, the Court of Appeal promptly overturned it. The council's action had been brought in the aftermath of an asylum seeker living in the hotel being charged with several offences, including the sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl. Commentators remarked that the ruling made plain that in Britain now, the rights of illegal immigrants blatantly trump the rights of British people just wanting to feel safe in their homes and communities. In simple terms, we are given to understand that if you're from here, you matter less than someone just off the boat from somewhere else. The authorities have for generations liked to associate the British national flag with the so-called far right, with extremism, with nascent fascism, racism and xenophobia. The authorities are positively allergic by nature to the red, white and blue and derivatives thereof. In recent years, the flying of a cross of St George was regarded by official types as akin to holding up a swastika. It's a telling trait among those would-be totalitarians. For them, national flags, badges of identity, are for the pesky little people, the people who know where they belong, know what is rightfully theirs and always will be. Flags are shorthand, and for many what they say is, us, the people. And the globalist authorities cannot let that stand. Britain has been being asset stripped for many years, its oneness compromised, its very existence threatened. This has been inflicted upon the place, done to the place, by a succession of administrations elected to serve the British people and defend Britain itself. Those administrations have been traitors. And now, the stripping of the place has, as it turns out, exposed the quick, that most sensitive layer where the nerves are, where pain is most sharply felt. Britain has been cut to the quick by the very people and institutions sworn to protect it. Flags are flying. A funny thing, you might say, but something that just might matter a great deal before the end.